Hello.
So awkward.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to our channel,
Mm-hmm.
which we still have under my name, Jessie Monique.
Yeah.
And today we're actually going to be doing a review of Isn't It Romantic?
Isn't it so romantic?
But was it romantic?
Was it though? Really?
So we're a little bit more prepared this time. We're going to give you a little bit of background about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to know the characters' names this time. we wrote it down. We wrote it down.
The names of the characters. Probably important.
Like, super important.
Really important, really.
Can't just say character X.
You know that character. Okay.
So, starring Rebel Wilson, she plays Natalie.
Natalie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Liam Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth's brother.
Like, yeah.
I feel like people know Chris. Maybe they don't know he has a brother.
Women do, I think. Not this woman. He plays Blake. Adam Devine. Divine.
I guess, I don't know. From Workaholics.
Workaholics, yeah, that's really the only place I know him from. I'm sure he's dead.
And that Netflix movie.
I didn't finish that.
But we did finish it.
I fell asleep. And Priyanka.
Priyanka Chopra from Quantico.
Isabella.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Quantico,
Quantico.
which is really, and she married,
The Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
Congrats if you're watching.
Well, she didn't marry the Jonas Brothers.
She married all the brothers.
She married all the brothers.
That's how they do it. That's how they do it in Hollywood.
She married one of them.
So, the movie, is it a romantic?
Yeah, so it's about...
It's basically like a satire film on making fun of other rom-coms.
Yeah.
So everything you see in it is making fun of something from a different rom-com.
They literally call out the tropes as they're going down.
Yeah.
Like slow motion. Like, I was like...
Correct. So, Rebel, Natalie, she's basically the big girl, and her whole life she's basically been taught that romance isn't real. It doesn't happen the way it happens on TV. It's not realistic. And
For people like her.
For people like her.
Who are big, I think, was the point.
That was a big thing.
Yeah. That was a big thing. But I think that was like the central focus. Like, people like her don't have Jennifer Aniston type rom-coms.
Correct. So fat girls don't have that kind of experience.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Should I say fat girls? Is that
I don't know.
is that not? Anyway, do you want to tell about the movie?
I mean, yeah. So she her whole life she been told that girls like her don't fall in love. She gets mugged on a train one day.
Okay, wait, back up. So she works at an architecture firm, and she's actually really good.
Yeah.
But of course, being a little bit timid and insecure,
Yeah.
she doesn't assert herself at work. And she does have a best friend at work who, I don't know, is a normal girl. She's skinny, but they're best friends. And she goes on like a 3-hour spiel about how romantic comedies suck.
Yeah.
There's also another character at work,
played by Adam Devine.
Josh, yeah. So Josh, who is clearly in love with her,
he's the friend
but
zone
he's
guy.
been friend zoned.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get back to that part of how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But he's in the friend zone. He's been trying for a while to get her to go out with him, but she doesn't see him that way.
Right.
Kind of like our story. Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess it was.
And
Yeah.
I wasn't a big girl.
No.
But anyway.
No, I was friend zone.
So one
For a
day
long time.
she's on the train and
Oh yeah, so one day she's on the train and this guy like mugs her. It's so funny.
it's actually a super funny scene.
He mugs her and then she tries to get away and she hits a steel beam or like a steel whatever. Gets knocked out and then she wakes up in this rom-com, 90s rom-com world. And things are just super fantastic. There's like a Instagram filter on the whole movie. And everyone's like super nice to her.
Everyone's clean.
Everyone's hot. Like,
Yeah, everyone's a model.
Yeah.
Everyone has really nice clothes, and it's New York, but it smells like lavender.
It smells like lavender.
Instead of the normal, garbage shit smelling in New York.
We've been there, and it's not anything like that.
Yeah, and her apartment is completely not her normal apartment. Everything's been replaced by
Replaced.
really expensive high-end things, and it's like 3 times as large.
Yeah. Her dog is clean.
Her dog actually likes her.
Her dog likes her.
And her neighbor is her gay best friend, because in all rom-coms, you have to have that gay best friend.
Yeah.
Which you're making fun of, but he's like super.
He was over the top.
Like, I get what they were trying to do, but it went to a point where it wasn't funny. Like,
yeah, I don't know if that actor is actually gay or if he was pretending to be gay. But he sold it. I mean, I would assume.
It just wasn't funny. Like, I don't know. I feel like they could have toned it down and it still would have been funny.
Yeah. I feel like he was trying too hard to be the gay best character.
Right.
I mean, the gay best friend character.
Yeah, I mean, it had funny moments, you know, but... So, she wakes up in this world,
and then
totally different.
So in the real world, before she gets her head, gets hit in the head, she meets Liam's character, and he's like a douchebag, tells her to go get coffee. Yeah, she meets Blake, and tells her to go get coffee, and so when she gets hit in the head, he's like all of a sudden in love with her, and he's like stalking her almost. And yeah, so that's the romantic angle. So she decides, I think she has a voiceover that tells her that she needs to find love.
Because rom-coms, there's always the voiceover.
Yeah. So like the voiceover is like, you need to find out what love is or something, or make someone fall in love with you.
So she thinks that he's the romantic interest. Yeah. So she's like, okay, I'll play along just to get myself out of this world.
Yeah.
So there's some funny scenes there where like they're about to like make love, but then it just cuts to the next morning, and she's like, wait, nothing happened.
No, nothing happened.
And he like attacks him, and then it just keeps cutting to the next morning, and he's just like, good morning, gorgeous.
I will say this too about the movie, like the funniest parts of this movie are actually the conventions that they are making fun of. Like they make fun of the sex scenes being cut out of PG-13 rom-coms. Or they make fun of the slow motion. That was funny to me. Like all the conventions that they make fun of are funnier than the actual movie, I felt. And that's sort of what I thought, because that scene was pretty funny and that slow motion scene was funny. And there was another funny scene that was like making fun of conventions. Oh, when she's like, oh, we're already here. Because it's like a montage of her driving on the bridge.
Correct. Because, I mean, obviously in movies, they're not going to show you driving the
actual
entire
drive
route.
time.
That would be boring. But
I thought that was pretty funny.
It is funny because in New York, it takes hours to get anywhere.
Right. She's like, oh, we're here already.
To the countryside in like
8
seconds.
Or 15
it's
seconds.
It's been 8 seconds. How are we here?
That was funny, yeah.
So, spoiler alert, obviously.
Yeah.
Throughout this, she figures out that he's really not the love interest. This whole time, it had been Josh. But Josh is, at this point, dating a super hot model played by Priyanka.
Yeah.
So when they're out in the country, they're going to this party because Priyanka has a beach house, and it's disguised as a party, but it's actually gonna be their wedding.
Yeah.
Like
it was like a soiree. I don't know how fancy people live, but I guess.
Fancy people?
Yeah, I guess. If I would have shown up to that party.
I don't know how that tax bracket lives,
right.
But...
If I had shown up to that party, I would definitely be like, oh, this is a wedding. But I guess when you're that rich, like, this could be a normal Saturday. It's like, oh, this is a Saturday.
Right.
But it turned out it was a wedding. And so I guess they were getting married the next day.
Correct, yeah.
Right. They're getting married the next day. So
maybe a rehearsal party, but...
Yeah, so Natalie has now she's trying to convince Adam Devine's character to fall in love with her.
Correct.
Yeah.
And obviously we have a time limit now because the wedding's tomorrow, and she has to stop the wedding.
And that's that stereotypical plot of...
Stereotypical rom-com plot
of... Stop the wedding. Right before they tell us.
I want to say the biggest rom-com that I can relate to is My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts. I know.
Yeah. I've never seen that yet.
I believe she had to stop the wedding, but anyway.
I saw a lot of rom-coms. I'm sure.
Such as?
Any number. Wedding Crashers.
That's not a rom-com. Okay.
That's a rom-com, right?
No.
Wedding Crashers.
Rom-coms are like...
You tell us. Is Wedding Crashers a rom-com? It's got rom-com elements. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it's a rom-com. I guess if I had to, like, categorize rom-coms in itself, then that would be one for, like, more guys, you know?
It's a guy rom-com.
it's a male-oriented rom-com.
Yeah.
I'll give it that, but
That's a rom-com.
it's
There's no
not
distinction.
Bridget Jones's Diary or Made in Manhattan
Or
really any J-Lo movie. Like,
Oh yeah, J-Lo.
so
She was like the queen of rom-coms in the late 90s.
they were
Or early
good.
2000s.
Monster-in-Law. Oh my
That's
God.
just my sister loved
So
those movies.
funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, what were we saying?
So she has to stop the wedding.
Yeah.
She can't convince him, and it's like the day of the wedding, and she's gonna give up. And then, of course, her gay best friend goes on this like spiel about how he wasn't always confident in this
Right.
way, and you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah. So then she gets to the wedding.
So she's like, I'm gonna
And
stop
that's
this
when the
wedding.
slow motion thing. She's
Yeah.
trying to run to the wedding, and then it's like slow motion, and I
And
don't
he
know,
just
pretty
died
cool.
laughing.
I laughed so hard on that. And then she gets to the wedding, and then she realizes when she's doing her like monologue thing that the person that she really needed to like fall in love with or convince, or she needed to love herself. That was the main.
Yes,
That was the main reveal. Like,
I really like that reveal.
I did like that reveal.
because I love the message. Like,
yeah,
love yourself.
yeah, love yourself
No one else
first.
can make you happy.
Right.
And if you don't love yourself, you know how it goes. You've heard Oprah, so.
Yeah, so that was the main message of the movie, was for her to find love with herself.
Correct.
And then once she finds and she uncovers that that's the true meaning, she like runs out of there, steals their car,
And
and
then
then crashes.
and wakes up
and
back
wakes up into the real
reality.
world. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there was like another scene where the hot doctor scene, because there was another hot doctor when she wakes up and she couldn't believe that it was the real world. But then she gets back to the real world, and then I guess she opens up to Adam Devine's character back at work.
Correct. So she's back at work and she has all this newfound confidence.
Yeah.
Enough confidence they're working on like this project for a new building, and instead of just pitching the idea for the parking garage that she had, she just gives it a little bit more. She like rules the meeting. Everyone loves her idea.
Yeah.
And then after she kills it at the meeting, she comes out to Josh and is like, hey, yeah, let's go on that date.
Yeah, the day he's been trying to get her on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, yeah, and then they live happily ever after.
Yeah, in New York.
In New York. And, I mean, yeah,
So
love happens in New York.
it is a romance comedy. It follows. I mean, I know that was the point of the movie. That's what they were trying to. hint
I
at,
thought it was I compared the movie to Enchanted, because there's like two worlds, and there's like this filter.
He compares it to Enchanted because they were singing and dancing.
Singing and there's a musical number. Obviously, I forgot actually when I was watching the movie that Rebel Wilson and Adam Devine are in Pitch Perfect, and they can actually sing, because she does a number on Whitney Houston's song,
Yeah.
and it was pretty good. And then there was a huge number at the end of the movie too.
Yeah, I think we walked out.
We walked out before it ended. But yeah, I forgot she actually had like a singing voice.
Yeah, she did a singing voice at the bar scene
The
when
bar
she
scene,
was
the
competing
Whitney
with
Houston song.
Priyanka. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, here we're going. If you like musicals, there's some music in there.
There's some music. If you like 90s love songs, then yeah.
Oh, the soundtrack was actually pretty dope.
Yeah, obviously a lot of throwback songs.
A lot of throwback songs in there.
Songs everyone knows the words to.
Right.
Like, making my way downtown,
Walking
walking fast.
Yeah. All in all, what would you give the movie?
So I would probably give it maybe a 2 out of 5, honestly.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I have to agree with that. It was funny. Like I said, I think the only things that I found funny were sort of the conventions that they were pointing to. The action movie, I didn't find Liam's character funny at all. Like, he went on some tangents, and I was just like, not that funny.
I didn't understand what persona he was trying to give off
Yeah.
with some of his joking around. Like,
Yeah.
I just didn't. I think he was just meant to be like eye candy.
I think that's what it
That's
was.
pretty much-
Yeah.
His role was.
His hair is so coiffed in this movie.
He was kind of dumb.
It was,
so,
He was like aloof, and he was just meant to be
he wasn't beguiling.
beguiling. Yeah. Priyanka Chopra was kind of throwaway. They kind of used her just for a few scenes.
Yeah.
But she's not like a main actress or anything. Rebel Wilson did pretty good in her role. But I didn't find her very funny. I found her funnier in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
And she looks funny in this movie coming up too.
I mean, I feel like this is the first movie where I saw her as the lead, though.
Right.
So, I'm interested to see with her next movie with
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
What was it called?
Sisters and all
Hustle. The Hustle.
The Hustle
With Anne
so,
Hathaway.
I'm really interested to see that.
I want to see that. Yeah.
That looks really funny.
That looks pretty funny.
So, I actually have high hopes. But,
Yeah.
for her first lead role, I think she did okay. I just think, some of the jokes are hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
It just felt like it was missing something compared to other, comedic movies. It just it didn't quite hit it for me. But
I agree with your rating. I think I'll give it a 2 out of 5 too.
Correct. Because I gave Alita a 3 out of 5, so it wasn't.
I still like Alita. Like,
I liked Alita,
yeah.
but I have to be careful with my rating system and not give
Like,
this because it wasn't on the same. I mean, it obviously two separate movies.
I mean,
but
what is your just so we know where you're at? What's your highest rated rom-com movie? For me, I would say Hitch. Like Hitch is like my top rom-com.
Ooh, honestly, it's got to be one of the J-Lo movies. Like it has to
Made
be.
in Manhattan.
I love Made in Manhattan.
Okay.
Like I don't know why.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is no Hitch for me. Yeah, 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
I think it's solid. 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. So, would I suggest getting a movie ticket if you don't have A-list? No.
Yeah, if you have AMC, it's, if you're on a Thursday or something, and you're gonna have to do, I would go see it.
But maybe it's kind of like
Maybe
movie
just
to
wait
watch
for it.
at home.
Maybe
Some
wait to rent it.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Rent it at home.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Yeah.
On a rainy night.
True.
With a guy standing outside your window with a boombox. Yeah.
I mean, sure.
You don't get the reference.
I get the reference. I've seen
Okay.
rom-coms.
Okay.
There's no scene about that though in this movie. That would have been cool. There's a rain scene. He kisses her in the rain.
Yeah, because kissing in the rain is amazing, right?
I don't think we've
So, no, I don't. My hair.
Yeah.
My makeup would run.
Yeah,
I would just look like the Joker.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Again, let us know what other movies you want us to write a review on. Hopefully, we might get to How to Train Your Dragon this week. Hopefully, we've canceled twice, so
We did.
Today was rough. But hopefully, How to Train Your Dragon. There's a lot of movies coming out in May, so I know we're gonna be pretty busy. But
Captain Marvel's in 2 weeks, I think. So we'll definitely do a review of that. And then Shazam.
All right. Thanks. Bye.